Good day, monkeys. I'm Eddie Braverman, that's Midas Mulligan Magoo, and this is episode 39 of Not Safe for Work on WallStreetOasis.com. Today we're covering the big news in the market, which is the collapse of MF Global. It is absolutely astounding to me that we're actually watching this same movie again. Former New Jersey Governor and Goldman Sachs CEO John Corzine took over MF Global in March of 2010. At the time, the company was just a plain vanilla brokerage. Corzine steps in and decides to turn the place into an investment bank. So he's not satisfied with the money that's coming in, so he decides to layer into a huge bet on sovereign European debt. Now, mind you, this is last year, right? I mean, this is not like...
this ain't like 1998 or...
Right, I mean, we knew the deal. And I'm talking about the really shitty stuff. Italy, Spain, Portugal, Ireland. He pretty much had an appetite for every pig in the barnyard. Not only does he make this questionable bet to begin with, he then piles on the leverage. It's being estimated today that MF's Eurobond portfolio was levered at a staggering 40-1. For those of you keeping score, Lehman Brothers was only levered at 35-1 when they went tits up. So the rest is really predictable, right? I mean, shit blows up, and MF had to tap their entire credit line last week, almost $1.5 billion, just to keep the lights on for the rest of the week. They just got downgraded to junk. The stock's down to $1, and now they're desperately scrambling to get someone to take over the whole fuck story. So they are literally in their final hours. Now, here's the thing that scares me. The government better stay the hell out of this mess. It's no secret that Corzine has had his eye on Timmy's office for a while now. MF even sweetened a recent bond offering with an extra percentage point if he left the firm to become Treasury Secretary. And if he manages to orchestrate any kind of government bailout of this mess, the Occupy Wall Street crowd is going to go fucking berserk. As well they should, rightly so. Because this was plain hubris on one man's part. MF investors are fucked because of this guy, and the company needs to be allowed to fail or get taken over. What do you think, dude?
You know, all I can pretty much co-sign and also remind all of our young friends out there, the one thing that MF does specialize in is PR girls and sales girls. That's what you want to be picking up at pennies on the dollar, believe me. That's a smart investment there. A lot of good times. But seriously, if John Corzine is ever allowed to run a fucking hot dog stand again, let alone a futures broker, an investment banker, God forbid, any sort of responsible position in the federal government, you know what? I'm going to go get myself a garbage can and start banging on that shit, and I'm going to go join those hipster fucking jerk-offs and be one of them too, because seriously, there has not been a consistently bigger fuck-up connected to the financial industry for going on about 15 years now. And the guy has never even taken a rap on the wrist. And, I mean, I don't even want to talk about a bailout or government intervention. That's all ABC's there. I mean, just the fact that this guy is not being strung up when there are so many decent people right now getting a bad name because of shitbags like him is really beyond me. As far as I'm
I'll give him credit because he did come out on a conference call on Friday and say, look, this is all my fault. You know, I screwed the pooch on this one. So he's at least taken more responsibility than a lot of these other shitbags. But, you know, you're right. The guy has skated with some really questionable shit over the years. You know, there's the whole Hank Paulson thing and the palace coup and all that. And
yeah, well, that's exactly the point. This is why I don't accept his apologies or his owning up to his mistake. Look, you walk down the street, you know, you're being a jackass, you're swinging a machete around and you chop somebody's throat. You can apologize for that. That means you're a stupid fuck and you accidentally killed somebody. But when you're a serial fucking killer for your whole entire life and you go around blasting little kids in the fucking head and laughing at them, you can't apologize for that. You talk about Goldman and the Palace School. People forget Goldman Sachs was the epitome of honest, quality relationship banking for decades and decades on end.
Yeah, when Sandy was in charge, but after that...
Well, yeah, exactly. And who was the head cocksucker that led the IPO charge? And we got Goldman as Satan on earth now. John Corzine, who was involved in the LTCM debacle explicitly and we know what kind of effects that had down.
That's exactly what this is all over again, man. This is long-term capital management all over again.
Yeah, but that's not it. It's also New Jersey all over again. Ask some of our New Jersey friends what kind of shape he left that state in. I mean, if the Garden State's fiscal problems were fucking Baconators, a million Chris Christies couldn't eat him out of the shithole that they're in. That's how fucking bad this guy's done. Every damn thing he touches turns to absolute fucking shit. But as far as MF specifically, I mean, just look at their business model. They had revenues of almost $2 billion in the quarter ending in March of 2007, when overnight rates were 5.25%, right? So a year later, when the Fed's target interest rate drops to about 1/4 of a point, their earnings go down to $115 million. So do the numbers. You lose more than 80-90% of your revenue in a period where your core business is affected by government policy. Why the fuck are you going to try to expand into an area that your company has no experience in, no foothold, no nothing?
Nah, this is a guy trying to get famous, trying to salvage his name, you know, making a huge bet and hoping for the best, and it just blew up.
This is a piece of shit that got fabulously rich on an IPO of a company which built its reputation over decades. He cashed in at the right time. He's got no fucking sense of what he's doing. He's got a ton of money, and he is the guy. The next time any of you guys walk down the street and you look at some hipster taking a shit, or you hear somebody talking bad about the industry, there's the guy. That's the guy that's making it fucking terrible for all of you. So,
well, he's done. I mean, he's finished.
I hope so, man. I hope we never see this bastard again.
I mean, this is going up on Monday morning. It's Sunday night right now here in Paris, and I understand that there's like some high level panicked meetings going on right now. MF is down to like their last 48 hours, unless someone steps in and takes over. So, not only did this guy make an incredibly stupid bet, but he's screwed however many investors, I mean thousands at least, probably millions. And I don't expect that there's a whole lot of mom and pop investors that own MF, but, you know, an investor's an investor. They're all fucked. His employees, they're screwed. You know, they're out on the street. It's just, you know, it's amazing how much damage one guy can do.
$6.3 billion of Italian, Spanish, Portuguese, and Belgian debt. It's like, I didn't buy Greece, I bought Belgium.
Right.
Give me your
money.
I
don't know what the deal is with Belgium. They, their reputation has taken a serious nosedive, and they're generally a pretty conservative bunch up there.
But they haven't had a cohesive government in about 2 years now. I know it's been more than a year.
I'm not convinced that's a bad thing. I mean, they've made it for 2 years without a government. I don't know why they'd ever need to put one back in. But anyway.
I just think we should coin the term Corzine to get fucked and to be fucked and to fuck everybody over. Corzine.
He definitely did a bang-up job this time, man. I mean, just spectacular meltdown. And in no time at all. I mean, literally in 1 week.
Yeah, I don't know if I can spend that quick. The one thing I always want to bring up, I know you remember this movie, Brewster's Millions with Richard Pryor from back in the day.
Yeah.
Dude inherits, what was it, like, he has to spend $30 million, I think.
Right, yeah, he's got to spend $30 million.
And he goes batshit trying to spend $30 million in a month buying, like, gold watches and shit for, like, homeless people on the street, and he still can't do it. This fucker, I don't understand how you can spend that much money that quickly. I mean, it's beyond me, really.
No, and I mean, God, the counterparties on this have just got to be so fucking roasted. Like, you know... I just can't even imagine, but oh well. That's life in a big city, I guess.
Yeah, man, serious.
It'll be amazing, though, if this guy gets a job anywhere after this. I mean, honestly, how could Obama consider him for the Treasury Secretary job after this?
Well, because he's a great example of how capitalism doesn't work and why everything should be centralized and given to the government.
Yeah, this is definitely one you can file under spectacular failure.
Yeah.
And let's just hope the government keeps out of it, because these guys have no business being bailed out.
Let them
I mean, but there's already a backdoor bailout that's been done with us supporting the euro. I mean, it's kind of going to be. He's going to get some help from that anyway, but at least it's not overtly here's a check kind of deal like TARP. But anyway, that's all I got this week. What about you, man?
Yeah, I think I just got to go throw up a couple of times now and something. Drink myself stupid and forget about this.
Just human nature at its worst, I guess.
Yeah.
But, anyway, that's it for this week, guys. Keep your heads low and your powder dry, and we will see you next week on Not Safe for Work.
Be good, boys.